Welcome to another exciting episode of Cars with Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev.
My name is Mirigi.
And today we have something amazing from Nissan. The Navara, one of the toughest pickups in the business. But first things first.
Let's check out the highlights of today's show. This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, in the market for a luxury car, we take you through our picks for the best used cars in this segment. We review the double cab that blurs the line between work and play, the Nissan Navara. The Nissan Navara comes from a line of pickups with a long history of heritage spanning over half a century. Nissan pickups are renowned for their tough and reliable build quality and easy maintenance. At the turn of the millennium, Nissan decided to build a whole new platform, leveraging on its new partnership with Renault to build arguably the best pickup in the business. The first generation Nissan Navara was made by Nissan between 2005 and 2015. Dubbed the NP300, it was designed to appeal to a new customer base, one that went against tradition and began to use pickups for both work and play. The Navara came with generous cargo space and towing capacity, as well as features and amenities usually found on luxury vehicles. Leather seats, satellite navigation, dual zone climate control, and a 6CD MP3 player came standard with this pickup, a departure from the traditional role of a pickup as a Spartan, rough and rugged utility vehicle. Its imposing size came with matching power, delivered through a choice of two diesel engines, a 2.5-litre 4-cylinder, and a 3-litre V6 with power output ranging from 144 to 265 horsepower. The second generation Nissan Navara was unveiled in 2015, continuing to build on the previously established heritage. It was reworked to match Nissan's new design language. It also features bigger headlights, a new grille, flared fenders, a clamshell hood, and straighter lines on the sheet metal. Underneath the box chassis lies an upgraded suspension, and the cabin features even more amenities and better materials. The double cab version is bigger than the previous model, with better rear seats as well as wider rear doors to facilitate easy access. The Navara NP300 double cab also benefits from a twin-turbo diesel engine instead of the single-turbo one found on the single cab. Question is, does it have what it takes to match the Toyota Hilux and the Ford Ranger? Let's find out.
So guys, we are in the cabin again of the Nissan Navara, and I can tell you for a fact that long are the days when pickups are just mere modes of transportation, not taking goods from point A to B. Now they are part of lifestyle. People want practicality. So the cabins of these particular vehicles, especially for the 21st century, are now more passenger-like, more comfort, and of course, quality materials that are used inside this cabin. Let's start with the dashboard, kama kawaida, and I can tell you Nissan have tried to ensure that this particular car has that look that you probably find on the Nissan X-Trail. So it's a one-piece design, and then it's a forward cab design, which allows you to have an illusion of space within the car. And as you can look over here, the center console, the dashboard is actually quite wide. It's actually the second widest after the Volkswagen Amarok. If you haven't seen our review, please follow us on CBBT on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the Volkswagen Amarok review. Now moving on to the center console, as you can see, we have a curved design of the center console. Of course, you have vents at the top, and of course, actually over here you do have some space, so you can keep your some stuff over here. You can actually put your cell phone, you can even charge it over here. There's a charging port on top. Seating, I'm telling you, Big Boy is so comfortable. They're actually electrically adjusted seats, and they're perforated and they're leather, so they're very comfortable. You can adjust to your height. I am 6'1", and I'm very comfortable in this particular car. But if you are short and you want to actually adjust, you can actually use tilt adjustment on the steering wheel to match your preference. It's time to go to the back. We want to see how practical the rear seat is. Is there space? Because there's a big issue with double cabs with their rear seating space. So it's all about innovation. Does this Nissan Navara have enough legroom for 5 people to go in? Let's join Mr. Murig. He's going to give us a lowdown on that. And of course, the loading tray over at the back. And then we're going to do on-road. Cars with Big Boy Trev.
So like Trevor mentioned, this car is jam-packed with technology, which is very important, of course, now because this is a Japanese car from Nissan and they know their stuff.
Now, this is a car that's obviously built to be the best of both worlds. It's supposed to be really good when it's on the road, and it's supposed to be incredibly capable when you're off the road. So when you're on the road, the thing that's going to help you now in your day-to-day operations, of course, is this system. They come in various settings. So this is one of the middle of the range systems. So basically, this is just a radio with MP3. It actually has a CD player, and you have inputs over here for auxiliary and USB. In addition to this car is actually set up with a 360-degree camera, which you access in the manual version by putting the car in reverse. And that allows you now to see everything that's happening completely around the car the entire time that you have it on. Now, most of the technology is over here in the middle, on this driver information display, and that's basically the trip computer. So what you're able to see here is a range of settings, of course, now starting from the range itself. So the distance to empty is what they call it. So it's actually giving you a very clear indication of just how far you can go on the amount of fuel that you have left. This is also a function of the consumption, which actually gives you the figures over here. So you can actually see the speed, and you can actually see your average speed as well as the consumption figures, just how well you're doing. This car is also able to give you an eco report, so it actually can test your driving, can actually meter your driving and figure out whether you're driving in a way that's better for consumption or not. Give you one or two tips to make it a little better. That's something we've seen in their channel partner, of course, Renault. So that looks like that technology has come now to the Nissan itself. There's a lot of functionality in the middle over here that just allows you to change various things about the car in terms of the lighting, how long the lights stay on when you've walked out of the car. You can always manipulate that in the middle over here. Like Trevor mentioned, this car is a full, proper, serious four-wheel drive, and we're going to take that on the road to test that out. But before we do, let's check out the back to see just how much space this has for passengers in the second row. Coming around to the back of the Nissan Navara, and you can see there's actually quite a lot of space here, which is actually very surprising for this class of car. Most double cabs, the weakness comes in the second row, and this one is actually doing a pretty good job. I am 5'9". This seat is set to Trevor's position. He's 6'1", and there's enough space for both my knees and my feet under here, and I think it should be possible for 3 adults to sit here very comfortably. Because this is a car that's going to be used by families, it actually also has ISOFIX points for child seats. In the car that we reviewed earlier, there is actually an option for a power window at the back here. This version doesn't have it, but let's check out the back to see what this has to offer in terms of carrying goods. Coming round to the back of the Navara, and one thing that Nissan Kenya has done with this specific model is that it's throwing in this tonneau cover as a free option. Now, opening over here, we have a very large space available for anybody who wants to carry stuff. It has a capacity of actually 1 ton, and it's very wide, very easy to open. The Amarok is a little wider, but this actually is quite big and easy to use. It's actually also a very nice place to sit on the event that you're out on the town, you're going to Naivasha, going to do your stuff. But let's take this on the road and let Trevor let you know what that twin turbo diesel has to offer.
This week on Deal of the Week, Inchcape Nairobi has an amazing offer on a 0-mileage Jaguar XF. Luxury, style and performance rolled in one package. Now this XF is powered by a 2-liter turbo petrol engine that produces 177 kilowatts and is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, allowing it to accelerate from 0 to 100 in exactly 8.4 seconds while returning a fuel economy figure of 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers. Now step inside the premium cabin and you can tell plenty of stuff, including electronically adjustable leather seats with seat warming, and then you do have a multimedia unit that incorporates Meridian Audio premium sound just for the delight of your ears. In terms of safety, you are guaranteed with electronically stability control coming as standard, adaptive cruise control, and multiple airbags. For only 3.9 million Kenya shillings, you're able to get Inchcape's maintenance and service plans to give you peace of mind. Just WhatsApp Inchcape's number on 0780-762-108 with the letter CBBT, and someone will be at hand to assist. CBBT, the best deals on wheels.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we discussed luxury vehicles in the used car market. Here are our top picks for the best luxury grey imports in Kenya. Starting off with the Range Rover Sport, this car represents the best of both worlds. We spoke British luxury on the road and legendary four-wheel drive capability off the road. Its terrain response system will help even the most inexperienced drivers tackle the toughest terrain. And back on the familiar tarmac, the Range Rover transforms into an on-road beast with up to 500 horsepower. The steering is beefed up for better control, the throttle gets sharper for faster acceleration, and quicker gear shifts allow you to explore the full potential of this vehicle. With prices starting at about 5 million shillings, the Range Rover Sport is a great pick. However, potential buyers may need to be on the lookout for potential reliability issues. Moving on to the Toyota Land Cruiser, its tried and tested formula has made it a formidable opponent to its rivals. It thrives where there's poor road infrastructure, and its hardy chassis and suspension is able to cope with severe conditions without breaking down. It has some decent comfort levels, a reliable engine, and great resale value. With prices starting at about 5 million shillings, it's one of the best buys you can get if you're looking for an affordable and reliable luxury mobility solution. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class is the standard upon which luxury cars are measured. For decades, Mercedes has earned its reputation as a luxury car builder with a long line of excellent vehicles. The company invests billions of euros in research and development and comes up with features that lead every segment it's in. And it's not just luxury they're known for. Mercedes pioneered the safety passenger cell in 1959, anti-sway bars in the early 60s, anti-lock braking in 1986, airbags in 1978, and ESP in 1996. The list goes on, highlighting the fact that Mercedes-Benz makes not only the most luxurious cars in the market, but some of the safest as well. The most popular import is the S350, powered by a V6 petrol engine. The cabin is luxurious, it's packed with technology, and that V6 is more than adequate when you put your foot down. With prices starting at 4 million, it's a great pick for a luxury car. What are your picks for the best luxury cars in the used car market? Let us know on our social media handles. Now, back to the show.
Today we are sampling the Nissan Navara. We've done it again, and this time around we're getting into the in-depth analysis of this particular pickup. As you all know, pickups are about work and play. Long as the days when a pickup would just be a tool for carrying equipment or moving goods from point A to B. Now it's all about the luxury, it's all about the power, it's all about the style, it's all about the versatility that you so desire. In terms of power, Nissan have actually downgraded the engine capacity from the 2.5 that was on the D40 Navara. Now this one, the brand new one, has a 2.3 liter, but it's twin turbocharged. Now it produces 140 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque that allows it to pull like this. Now power is sent to the four wheels courtesy of a 6-speed manual that I'm driving today, or for those who love the automatic life, then you have a 7-speed automatic. It's not CVT, but a proper automatic gearbox with good ratios. Now, how does it handle? Most pickups have this tendency of having that bouncy feel, especially on tarmac. Well, Nissan have actually counteracted that with the introduction of a 5-link coil spring system that allows this car to be planted on road, and of course the double wishbones ensures that you have accuracy with the steering wheel, which actually feels very, very pointed. You can tell at any given time that this particular car is pointing on this direction. Driven the Ranger before, the suspension is obviously far slightly superior than this one. However, this one slots in between. It's a close number 2, and I can tell you for a fact that as far as fuel efficiency is concerned, this one and the Hilux are very, very close. And that's one thing that I do love with this pickup. The competition is so stiff. Now, when it comes to safety, there are quite a number of things. Obviously, you do know that, as you said, pickups are now becoming part and parcel of that game. People are now trying to ensure that their families are safe in the pickups. So, active safety, Nissan have gone all out. Vehicle stability controller standard, brake assist, and of course you do have multiple airbags that are strewn across in case all hell breaks loose. And of course you can rely on the 5-star safety cell rating that this car has to ensure that you and your family remain safe at any given time.
So we are here and we're going to put the Nissan Navara to the test on our brand new off-road track, and we are going to make sure that we show you exactly what this car is capable of doing. So first things first, I'm going to switch it to 4 high. There's actually a switch down here that allows me to do that. You can shift on the fly from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high at speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. Now the surface over here, it's been raining a bit, so there's a little mud, but there's a lot of sand and very many ruts from the kind of stuff that's been done. So this has both hill descent control and hill start assist to make sure that when you're going up a hill or going down a hill, it manages that process really well. And we're off now into the rougher stuff. And this is actually doing a really good job. So like we mentioned, this car actually has what we call dual rate coil springs at the back. And what that means is that it has 2 levels of travel. So a bit of a soft layer for on-road to make sure that you're comfortable, you're not thrown around too much. And then the heavy-duty shocks kick in a little later to give you comfort when the back is loaded. So one weakness of double cabs is that when you have no load at the back, they are actually very light and very stiff and they bounce all over the place. That's not happening with this. Suspension is actually pretty good for this right now. I can hear the vehicle dynamic control or stability control, traction control kicking in, and it's again doing a really good job. I don't think you need to be a pro at off-roading to get through a course of this difficulty in this car. It's actually managing itself very well. So one of the advantages of this engine, now it's a 2.3 liter twin turbo, is that it also gives you power available very early in the rev range. In terms of ground clearance, this has 226 millimeters of ground clearance. It has a 30 degree approach angle and I think 27-degree departure angle, making it very easy to get this car into and out of places. We've not had the opportunity to use the low range gearbox over here because this has actually been able to manage itself very well on 4 high. But one thing that the low range gearbox does, it actually does 2 things. So the first thing that it does is that it switches off vehicle stability control, and then the second thing is that it actually keeps the engine running and it can actually allow you to crawl through any track that you're on. So it actually gives some power to the engine so that you can crawl through something. So to demonstrate just exactly how that happens, I am going to put the car in 4 low. So what I need to do is have the car in neutral, then I switch to 4 low. So the engine is doing that right now. And then what I'm going to do is actually get out of the car, and you can see that the car is actually going to be able to pull itself through this course. So I'm engaging first gear. And now we are off. And then at this point, the car is going to keep giving itself some throttle. The engine is not going to go off. And just to confirm that, I'm going to step out. And as you can see, the car is actually pulling itself. It has not stalled. And I can actually walk near the car and direct it where I need it to go. So no hands. All that's happening now is that the car is pulling itself on its low range gear. So that's just how powerful the low gear is on this car. So that 2.3 liter twin turbo diesel is powerful enough in its low range to pull this 2-ton car without needing any throttle input. So I can actually just walk this car on this track like it's a pet. So far this is handling itself really, really well. But how does it stack up against the competition? Let's check out value for money.
Today we are at an undisclosed location with the Nissan Navara, which we tested earlier on in Season 1. We're in Season 4, things have changed. and I can tell you the marketplace is getting tighter and tighter. The competitiveness of these pickups is now becoming that level where it's cutthroat. But Mr. Murigi, what are your thoughts on the Navara?
Well, the Navara is the car that started the whole lifestyle pickup segment, because before then, the first generation Navara, pickups were just all about utility. It was about how much can you carry, is it able to go to the places that you need to go. The first generation Navara was the first pickup that was more about the comfort of the people inside. Yes. It was the one for the executive at the oil farm. It was the one for the Mudosi on the site. And what we've been seeing now is that everybody else has been copying after that, has been making sure that their double cabs are more comfortable and more capable for driving on everyday purposes. But this has been the template. And what I've seen so far is that people have taken it and run with it. Because the segment leader at the moment now, actually, the Toyota Hilux, actually a lot better for people when they're inside. You're looking at the Ford Ranger, currently the leader when it comes to technology. Then you have the Mitsubishi L200, which comes, of course, now with a lot of technology, but there's also now a new version now that's based on the, what is it called, the Triton, yes, in other Triton, markets. Yes. And then you can't forget that Isuzu has just revealed a brand new D-Max. Yes. So everybody is stepping up their game with this. So this pickup has a lot to live up to.
How much is it?
So prices for this start at 6.1 million shillings. That's for the manual. This is also available with a 7-speed automatic. That comes in at 6.5 million shillings. This comes with a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. And in addition to all of that, Nissan Kenya is actually throwing in a free service plan where you get free service for either 2 years or 50,000 kilometers, again, whichever comes first.
What are your top 3 picks of the best pickups in the market? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below. It's a poll, and we'll get back to you the results next week. Well, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for joining us on Cars with Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev.
My name is Mirigi. Drive safe
and be safe.